I told you I'd be back. Clouds are pog. But it's as simple as that. I'm a cloud boy. I enjoy clouds, and I think they just look kind of neat. So clouds are crystals getting warmed up by the sun, going up to the atmosphere, and then coming together to be clouds. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So whenever it's really, really hot, you have really, really big clouds. When it's really, really cold, well, the sun still is hot. I'm not the best about clouds. Anyways, I've not talked to any professionals before, and you should not assume that I have. Anyways, look at all these clouds! Cumulus. Cumulus are super simple. They go up, they're clouds. Sometimes it rains when it's cirrocumulus. Altocumulus are kind of cool. They look like grains of rice in the sky. Those are the cumulus clouds. Not very impressive. You also have stratus. I don't know if they're on the screen. I hope they're on the screen. Stratus clouds. Stratus clouds are cirrostratus. Make it rain. Cirrostratus and altostratus. Notice that there's altocumulus and altostratus, and then there's cirro of both of them. That's because it's a thing. Anyway, cirrostratus. Cirrostratus is the really, really, really big blanket. It's boring, it's dreary, it rains, it snows, whatever. When it gets hotter, it goes up higher and becomes altostratus, which in reality is neat. Also, stratus can be forming on the ground. It's the lowest forming cloud type. It also is basically fog. See all this fog? I hope there's fog. All of this fog is stratus. Time for my favorite cloud type, the cirrus clouds. They form really, look up there. They form really high up there. I hope there's a cloud up there. They're cool because they're ice. They're really delicate pieces of ice. Cirrocumulus. Cirrocumulus is a cloud type, and so is cirrostratus. That's the ones I was missing. Cirrostratus is up really, really high, and cirrocumulus is up really, really, really high. It's like the cirro version of cumulus or stratus. Cumulon imbus. You guys know me. I'm an Oklahoma boy. I live in a place where multi-cells are like second nature to me. Multi-cells are my hometown. Tornadoes. Tornadoes spin a lot, and they don't actually do anything until they touch the ground. Until they touch the ground, they're basically tuba. Tuba is just a little up in the air tornado thing. Another thing that's up in the air constantly, doesn't touch the ground, is Virga. You ever seen a really nice tall cumulus cloud? It looks like it has spinnules below it. That's because it does. It's the jellyfish of the skies, Virga. Virga's cool because it's the rain, it doesn't touch the ground. Kelvin-helmholtz. Now, Kelvin-helmholtz is very neat because Kelvin-helmholtz does not appear for long. It goes across the sky really far. It looks like waves because it mimics the Kelvin-helmholtz electrical field that the sun gives off to the earth, the electrical magnetic field. It's very, very interesting. Kelvin-helmholtz. Asperatus. Essentially what an asperatus is whenever you have a really, really big bad storm, and an asperatus, it looks like crashing tidal waves. It's very neat because it's only been actually identified as its own cloud type in 2008. Asperatus is a very rare cloud type, and also in my app, if I take a picture of it and submit it, I actually am hoping people discover what asperatus is, and they can kind of like scientifically decide how it even comes to be. Nobody knows. It just happens sometimes. You know what else is incredibly rare, and no one understands why it doesn't happen? You're not being subscribed. If you're not subscribed, you're one of the many few that have decided not to subscribe to me, which is very confusing because I'm very cool. Listen, all it takes to appease me each video is like one sub. So if you're not subbed and you could be subbed, it would make my day. Undulatus. Undulatus is very easy to see. It looks like little ripples heading up. Concept's really simple. There wasn't a jet that just flew by. If there's a cloud there, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing for this video. And essentially what a contrail is, it's a really long line, and you know it looks like the jet. So you see a jet fly by, its exhaust leaves off a trail, a straight line to the sky. Well, actually, there are man-made versions, and then there's nature-made versions. Multiple shooting in different directions, but it's just the wind carrying the cloud, nice straight line, contrail. Mama, it looks like, booba. Usually Mama appears after a big storm. That's usually a sign that the storm is almost over. Nobody really knows why they exist, but they do. We know when they come up, so they're a lot less unknown than asperatus. Roll cloud, okay? It's very, very cool. It just goes off for miles and miles. It's just a big roll. How it works is it unrolls itself from the back. So it looks like it's placing itself as it's going on. It's very, very cool looking. It just unrolls itself. Morning Glory is a very popular one if you'll look it up. It looks awesome. It's a lot of aerial crafts can see it. Whatever. The fall streak hole. It's a very cool cloud type. It's also called the God Punch hole because it looks like somebody just rocketed it into the hole. What happens is all the heat goes into the cloud and it falls down, right? All the crystals fall down. Then they combine and they get colder, which means that since they're colder, they can go back up and then they're back in the cloud. It only appears for a short amount of time, and it's only whenever a heat burst goes right there.
Okay, so that was actually wrong. Essentially, what goes on is the cloud, instead of getting warmer, actually gets colder. What happens is ice falls from high surfaces into the water droplets of the clouds below. That makes the clouds fall, and also a chain reaction happens where the rest of it freezes, and that gives it the effect of being lower because the clouds being colder makes them heavier. Again, nobody talked to me about this. I'm not a trained professional. So sorry, so sorry.
That could be wrong. I don't know everything about clouds. I act like I do. That's about all I know about cloud types. Essentially, if it's nice and cumulus, you can go outside. And if it's a tornado, you shouldn't go outside. You should not go outside. Otherwise, look for other cloud types. If it doesn't look like a cumulus, it's probably going to be kind of cool. Look it up online. Take a picture. Download a $3 app. Whatever you want. Just be interested in them so I'm not alone, please. You know, maybe, like, just go look at the clouds, right? What is that?